It's not good. I think if he was here, he'd tell you that too. It's unfortunate, but we say it a lot. If you're not going to play well, hopefully we win. If you're not going to do some things, and he walked 6, hit 3. And really was a pitch away twice to getting the win, on the night. And, credit the offense for that. But also credit why he's so good. I mean, he was, I think, arguably way off tonight, and still, the game was intact, and he had a shot to possibly leave in the 5th, or throw 5 and only give up 3 with all the mess that was out there. So, he hung in there. That's what aces do. But yeah, not a good night for him.
2 weeks in an extended role for Hudson for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the differences in the game is he's able to give us some length in the middle, 4+ or whatever it was, and really kind of hold up what I think is a really good offense, out bay and give us an opportunity to kind of add on and so on.
You kind of want to hunt around that 90 mark pitch count wise.
We were trying to keep him between 85 and 90, and he's, as we say a lot, he's earned his right to get another hitter or two, and he was in control. He ran out there in the 5th. He got the first 2 outs, and then he had 2 strikes on the next 2 hitters and just couldn't get them.
I know the velocity's way up, but how else is Waters better this year? Looks like a different guy.
Yeah, and I just think better command. Again, he hasn't been out there enough, and I think that's part of why it's a little spotty, but really good stuff. The fastball, but I think more the command and really being able to rely on 3 different pitches. The cutter and the slider. And again, I don't think we've seen the best of him yet. He hasn't. It's been we've been through 6 games and he's thrown 2 innings, and there's several times that we'd like to have gotten him in already, but we haven't.
How are you liking Decker in that leadoff spot so far through 6?
He's done terrific. I looked down, today before I wrote the lineup out. That's why you got to be careful. I guess before the game, 5 games into it, really looking at the stats. I mean, we look at the stats for baseball people, but I mean, it's really it's such a small snapshot of the big picture. He had the lowest on-base percentage of anybody on the team. So if you're writing the article, this is probably bad for it. And I think he had the lowest batting average of the guys that had more than 2 at-bats. But he gets a couple, 2 or 3 hits tonight, gets on base, and all of a sudden it's different. So you can write your article now. But no, I like him. He's a guy that's really going to control the strike zone, and I think put the pressure on the opponent's pitcher immediately. And he's not just a take guy. He's going to swing. He'll swing first pitch, and he'll do some different things. Sprays the ball all over the field. I think he can handle left-hander. So yeah, I think he's looks good there.
To expand on that, how have you seen Dom settle into this side of the clubhouse as opposed to an opposition team?
I think he settled in great. I think he's a leader. He's a ball player. He's a guy that you loved watching him play, even though he was on the other team. But certainly you love when he's on your team. I think he brings so much besides the statistical part of it. You watch every ground ball. I mean, it's just so solid. You watch him field. And he's one of those leaders in the dugout where I think he has a lot of respect from his teammates.
How simple a feeling? Simple a feeling, but like
it's we're hopefully get him in this weekend, but again, the flu kind of put him behind, and it's one day at a time with him.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, guys.